Today we're doing a beginner's guide to how to tame horses in Tears of the Kingdom. And where do we find horses? Well, horses can be found in the fields all throughout Hyrule. Typically, they can be found near the stables dotted across the map. You can find stables by keeping an eye out for the plumes of smoke that they emit, and they're always located near the main roads around Hyrule, so you don't have to look too hard to find them. Okay, now that we've found some horses, let's get to it. Obviously, if we just rush in all willy-nilly, we're going to spook the horses, so we're going to have to get a little bit more creative here. And by creative, I mean sneaky. We're actually going to crouch down and try sneaking up on this horse here. As long as the horse doesn't see you approaching, you should be just fine. Now, if you do actually want to rush in, there are ways you can do so. You just have to make sure you don't give the horse enough time to react. Here, for example, I'm going to paraglide in, and by the time I land on the ground and rush the horse, see, it doesn't have enough time to respond. Did you know that horses are hungry for apples?
Yes.
You do?
Yes.
You can just toss a handful out on the ground, and they'll come right over to you. This next tip is actually one of my favorites because it requires the least amount of work. So what you want to do is go into your inventory and hold an apple. And if I can get him to look at me, there we go. Yeah, he'll come right over and he'll be eating out of your palms. Hey, we all get the munchies sometimes. Let's quickly go over some basic controls. Press A to dash forward. And use the L button if your horse starts wilding out to calm him down. The number of spurs on the screen indicate how many times your horse can dash before running out of stamina, but they'll come back over time. And typically, you dismount your horse with B, or you can hop off with X if you're feeling stylish. By the way, horses will kick the shit out you if you come at them like you ain't got no dang sense. Now, while all the horses found near the stables are pretty docile and calm by nature, their stats are typically lower than the more wild horses. That's why we're gonna grab this horse here and we're gonna take a little trip up the mountain. Going out and exploring far from the stables is one of the best ways to come across horses with better stats and even some rare or legendary type horses. And we're just up the mountain path a little bit, not too far from the stables where we began. And just up this ridge, we should find some wild horses. Okay, there they are. So typically the horses that are multicolored, like the ones I'm riding, have a more calm temperament and they have lower stats versus these wild ones out here that are more solid colors. They usually have higher stats and they're more wild and hard to tame. Now, since these wild horses are a bit more skittish, they're harder to sneak up on, so I'm going to utilize the paraglide and drop-in technique. to try to tame him. And as soon as you go to mount one of these horses, you're going to have to mash the L button to soothe it. It's going to drain your stamina, so make sure you come prepared with a few potions or some stamina healing foods if necessary. Alright, that was successful. And as you can see, this horse is a bit faster and it's got 3 spares of stamina. And while we're here, let's go over some more controls. If you come to a complete stop and hold ZL, then you can pretty much strafe with your horse. Use this if you need a little bit more control, or if your horse is having a little trouble getting over some rocky terrain. Or if you just feel like making your horse dance. We all gotta get down sometime. Next, let's talk about horse affection. Whenever you see this pink sparkling like effect around your horse, that means its affection is being raised for you. The more you raise this, the easier it'll be to control. You can do this by soothing your horse or feeding it. Up next, let's go over a few basic combat tips for while you're on horseback. You can still equip a bow, aim, and fire arrows while you're riding your horse. While in motion, your horse will automatically try to keep to the nearest road. You can use this towards your advantage while you're aiming with the bow, which means you don't have to steer and you can focus all your attention on aiming. And by jumping off your horse and then aiming, you can enter bullet time. And bows aren't the only weapon that Link can use while on horseback. You can equip any other weapon and swing them with Y. Oh yes, and I almost forgot. Press down on the D-pad and you can whistle for your horse. Do this to call your horse over to you. Mine would come if it wasn't such a delinquent. Next, we're going to head over to the stable so we can actually register our horse. While you're atop your horse, you can hold ZL and press A to talk to people at a distance. So go ahead and speak with the stable guy and he'll get you started. He'll go through his initial dialogue if this is the first time you're speaking with him, and afterwards he'll give you the option to register your horse. And to those of you that have played Breath of the Wild in the past, here's where he'll notify you that he still has your old horses waiting in the stables. But yes, let's go ahead and register our new horse. Normally you pay 20 rupees to register a new horse. And I saw online that you're supposed to name your first horse after your grandfather. Perfect. Okay, and then the stable guy will go over the pony points reward system, give you the pony cards and a few points. but we'll have to go over that in another video. Now you can access the stable anytime you like to take out any of the horses you have boarded. While in this menu, you can look at all of your horse's stats, their strength, speed, stamina, pull rate, their temperament, and their bond with you. Here are all my old horses. We've got Zelda's Royal White Horse, Ganon's Giant Horse there, and I've got Epona. You can get Epona in Tears of the Kingdom by scanning in the Super Smash Bros. Link Amiibo. I'll leave a link in the description to where you can buy one for yourself. Oh, there she is. I missed you, girl. You know, that seems like enough beginner tips for now. If I left out anything, please let me know in the comments below. And if I helped you out, please leave me a like and subscribe to my channel. Stay tuned for more videos.
Link! You must find me.
Oh no!